They call me the agent of change. Since I came in the game, I really
Welcome
came
to
from
another
slinging the
episode of Late
banks.
Nights
Made
with
about
Anomaly.
$150 an
I
hour
am your
spending
host,
them
Anomaly.
shorts.
Theo could not be here tonight. He's actually out of state DJing at an event. Again, the last 2 weeks I wasn't here, so I missed you guys. My mom had her birthday. Turned 64, and my brother celebrated his 40th birthday, so spending time with family. But tonight we have a very special guest, Mr. Ian Edwards, CEO of 64 Luxury.
Sir.
His own skincare line, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's go ahead and get it. I don't have any hot topics or anything, but so let's go ahead and jump into that. So tell us a little bit how you got started with skincare and creating your products.
Okay. Well, again, my name is Ian. My skincare line is it's an entire line. It's a service line and a product line. It's actually called 64. 64 Luxury is the website, www.64luxury.com. But I got started a couple years ago after I got off of active duty military. I worked for the State Department, for the Obama administration. And I was approaching 30. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. And I had always been into skincare, I think. And I studied chemistry a little bit in school. But I wasn't finding many products that were on the market that were, made for a consumer like myself. And what I did find I wasn't really happy with, or I felt like it was really expensive and not really that effective. And so I decided to put my knowledge to use and come up with my own brand. And I started with one scrub and then just kind of went from there.
Okay. So besides doing skincare, what other things do you do as far as your brand?
So again, like I said, there are two components to the brand. Part of it is the product line, which is these are some of the sugar scrubs that you see, and I'm also an esthetician as well.
Nice. Okay.
So I do facials, I do chemical peels. I will be doing chemical peels. I don't actually administer chemical peels just yet. I'm in my master program, and actually I'll be graduating in July. So. We'll be a master licensed esthetician soon, and we'll be able to do chemical peels. But yeah, they're two separate, I guess, divisions of the same, sort of brand.
Right. Okay.
Two components.
All right. Yeah. I'm sorry. These lights are like extremely, extremely hot. I am up here.
And actually, I think can I adjust my mic because I feel like I'm like.
Yeah.
I think I can get it.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so let's get into each product. Can you fix your mic?
Yeah. Okay, perfect. I think that's a little bit better. Okay, so like I said, these are sugar scrubs, and these are actually available on the website, www.64luxury.com. We actually just did a couple of revisions to the website, kind of trying to make it a little bit more user-friendly. But these are the first products that I started with, though. This one is Cafe Mocha, which is raw coffee and French cocoa.
Okay, nice.
This is cool green tea and lemon mojito. And this is citrus ginger. Actually, you know what? Go ahead and open these up and give them a smell and see what you think about them.
Now, while I'm doing that, because there are people out there that have actually...
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but make sure you hold the product upright, though.
This way?
Yeah, and they're all sealed when you get them. So you'll pull this plastic lid off, but then there'll be an inner seal on there. So once these are open, then that's it. But yeah, go ahead and open it up, but make sure you hold it upright though, because it's got the oil inside of it. You don't want it to spill.
That smells good.
It smells really good. Yeah.
But see, I don't. For me, I'm not like a big coffee drinker. Like,
I'm not a coffee drinker
like the smell
either.
of coffee, but that smells really good. And this is the green tea with lemon.
It's cool green tea and lemon mojito.
Nice. Okay.
Put these back on there so they don't spill out.
But what I was, as far as, because there are people out here with like very sensitive skin. So do your products, would it break them out, or for people that's allergic to certain things?
That is a question that a lot of people ask, and that is not something that I can answer definitively. The products were formulated for people who have a variety of skin issues. But when people have well, first of all, there's a difference between sensitive and sensitized skin. Sensitive skin is a skin condition.
Okay.
Sensitized skin, I guess, technically is a condition as well. But sensitive skin is just something that someone has. Sensitized skin is skin that becomes sensitive as a result of something that people have that someone has done to it, or something that someone has done to it. And the reason it's important to make that distinction is because a lot of people are mistreating their skin, and they say, "Oh, my skin is sensitive," and they don't want to use certain products on it because they feel like these products are not going to be beneficial to their skin. When in actuality, it's whatever regimen it is that they already have in place that is causing the damage. So, every Sunday night I have a Facebook Live series that I do at 9 p.m. called Ask Ian. It's on my Facebook page, Ian Edwards. You guys can check it out there. And we discuss skincare and personal wellness.
Okay.
But one of the things that I'm constantly speaking about is the importance of knowing your skin type. You have oily, combination, dry, and normal. Without knowing your skin type, you're going to have a very difficult time trying to figure out what skincare regimen is appropriate for you. And if you have the wrong skincare regimen, then your skin is always going to be out of whack, so to speak. So,
for me, I have like the little dark areas, and I don't know if that comes from because I'm supposed to wear glasses.
Okay.
And I of course I'm being hard headed and I don't wear glasses, but it's
you should probably wear your glasses.
It's just this little dark area that I'm just really been trying to like get rid of. Okay. Any advice on that? Besides wearing my glasses, I need to start there.
Well, first of all, let me circle back around to your previous question really quickly.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I know the answer was kind of long-winded, but you asked about whether or not people with sensitive skin can use this. So again, if your skin is sensitized, first you need to figure out what it is that you're using that's making your skin sensitive and stop using that. As far as people who have sensitive skin, this is a sugar scrub, so it is going to be a little bit abrasive.
Okay.
But because it's sugar, it dissolves very easily in water. So if you find that it's a little bit too harsh on the skin, you can just add some more water to it and it dissolves a little bit, and it still works on the skin really well. So to speak to your question right now, you asked about different dark spots and things like that. That's called hyperpigmentation, and that's something that it's a darkening of the skin in different places whenever the skin has any kind of trauma. And trauma is anything that harms the skin. So whether you cut the skin, if you get a bruise, sun damage is a big one. That's another big thing that I talk about all the time. I'm always telling people to wear sunscreen, about the importance of wearing sunscreen. But you asked about the dark spots, and this is one of the reasons it's important for sunscreen. If you do not wear sunscreen, and you have a lot of exposure to the sun, that can actually darken the spots that you have. It'll exacerbate the hyperpigmentation. So the first thing we got to do is make sure that you get a good sunscreen that you use regularly. Secondly, we get you on a good skincare regimen. So you figure out we figure out what your skin. Then this is what I would do as an esthetician. You come see me. You book an appointment with me. We determine what your skin type is, first of all, whether you're dry, combination, oily, normal.
And how do you determine that if you don't?
At home, the easiest way to determine that, and I tell people this on my Ask Ian series, once again, Ask Ian, Facebook Live, 9 p.m. every Sunday night. But I tell people the easiest way to figure out what your skin type is, generally, is on a day when you don't have anything to do, like a Sunday, morning or something like that. Wash your face with warm water, no product. Don't use any soap, any cleansers, anything like that. And you just let your face rest. Then after about half an hour to an hour or so, in many cases, a lot earlier than that, but about half an hour, maybe an hour or so, your skin will kind of reveal to you what it is. If it starts to get really dry and tight, then chances are, and again, if you're dry, it's probably going to happen within the first few minutes, about like 2 to 5 minutes or so. So it'll be way before half an hour. But if you're oily, though, that usually it takes a little bit more time sometimes for it to, kind of creep up, but you'll start to develop like an oil slick, in various parts of your face, wherever it is that you're oily or a combination or whatever the case may be. And so pay attention to that. So wash your face when you, again, like I said, a day you don't have anything to do. or you have a little bit of time, about an hour or so. Just wash your face with warm water. Don't use any soap, no product, and just watch your skin and see how it reacts. If you start to get oily all over, then you're probably oily. If you're a little oily in your T-zone but kind of dry around the edge, you're probably going to be combination. And if you feel like your skin is tight and dry all over, then most likely you're going to be dry skin. The way we do it when you come visit me is a little bit different. I cleanse your skin. We get you under a magnifying lamp. We do a skin analysis. I can see how large your pores are, where your pores are throughout your skin, which tells me more definitively what your skin type is. And then from there, we go into different skin conditions. Are you dry? Do you have fine lines and wrinkles? Hyperpigmentation? Do you have swelling of the skin? All kinds of different things.
Products.
Yeah, and then we can treat them, according to what it is that we determine you have.
Nice. Now, speaking of, I know you just mentioned like the cleanse. There are different kinds out there, and they're mixed like with so many different products. Of course, we want you guys to purchase his, cleanse. But
I don't have a cleanser yet.
Oh, okay. I mean, is there one that you use or that you recommend?
So again, so all of my answers, they're kind of nuanced responses because, again, it really depends on your skin type.
Gotcha.
So I wouldn't just willy-nilly recommend, especially as an esthetician.
Gotcha.
I wouldn't just recommend a cleanser to someone just generally. I know that there's some estheticians who do. Let me get a couple more years under my belt. That is probably, in fact, that's going to change when 6'4" introduces our cleansers, because I'm going to make sure that in the development process that I cover as many bases as I can, and really kind of focus on different issues that we as people of color, deal with our skin. But in the interim, though, I will definitely do some research. And in fact, on my Ask Ian series, I'm going to be researching different cleansers at different price points, different budget, for people who have different budgets, to make recommendations for cleansers, toners, moisturizers, serums, all kinds of stuff, SPFs. In fact, I just did an SPF series over the past 2 Sundays. So I reviewed drugstore sunscreens under $10 in both spray form and in lotion form.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's really good information. You guys check that out if you get an opportunity to do so.
And definitely, again, make sure you guys go out and support. We want to continue to support our Black-owned businesses. So definitely make sure you guys go to his website, get his products. We definitely want to do that.
Thank you so much. And you know what? And actually, can I say something on that note as well?
Absolutely.
I read a meme that a friend of mine, a classmate of mine from high school, posted, and it said it was talking about Black-owned businesses and supporting them, and sometimes Black-owned businesses not necessarily operating at the same level or the same sort of standard of operation that we're accustomed to seeing from certain white businesses. And the meme, I can't even really paraphrase because I don't remember exactly what it said, but the gist of it was, to continue supporting people, who are starting out, even if there are some mistakes. Now, that doesn't mean you continue to give your business to people who don't appreciate, the money that you're bringing to the business. But if you're patronizing somebody and they do something, or a service isn't to your liking, then let them know. Communicate with them. Give them feedback. Give these businesses room to grow and improve, because there's a learning curve that we are very far behind on as Black business owners.
And I know a lot of us too are so quick to be like, I'm not going there no more, I'm not shopping there no more, I'm not, and it's just like, everybody's human. We all make mistakes. So like you said, give them a chance to correct that.
Yeah, because
even
me as a business owner, now when I deal with other small businesses and I really try and patronize, especially small Black-owned businesses, but I find myself being a lot more understanding, now, because I know the struggles that I go through. One, from a logistics standpoint, from a financial standpoint, but then two, just as an individual, just as a person, just trying to navigate, just day-to-day life. And it's not like a war or any sort of thing, but what you begin to realize, though, is that as a small independent business owner, you kind of understand that other business owners also do not necessarily have the same resources that a Coca-Cola, would have.
Yep.
You know, so let's be mindful of that. There are billions of dollars, that they have behind them. So we definitely have to hold our community to a higher standard. I absolutely believe in that. But I also think that there should be a healthy balance in the approach as well.
Absolutely.
That's my
I mean, I kind of agree with that because a couple of years ago, even like when you call in like customer service, when you're calling into certain places, and you're like, oh my God, they got me on hold, and I look at now, I'm very patient with it because I used to, like years ago, I used to work in call center customer service. And so now when I call in, my patience is kind of like, okay, it's not you. I'm not taking my frustration out on you exactly. It's the situation, but if you haven't been in that experience, you're kind of, it makes it, in a sense, you just automatically over it really, really quick, instead of just like, okay, well, let me, let me just, fall back a little bit and be like, okay.
Yeah, it gives you a different perspective,
it does,
on just how things really are, when you have an opportunity to kind of sit on the other side of the curtain, so to speak.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
I never tire. Quit talking, it's over. Talking, it's over. Quit talking, it's over. Talking, it's over.
I'm worried about you.
Why?
You're so different than you used to be. You don't sleep. I listened last night. You walked back and forth here hour after hour. You even locked me out of the laboratory.
I spit feelings that saw over brick buildings. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack, minds in another world, thinking how can we exist through
I
the
ain't made
facts.
for time of age. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack.
Crack the feeling, no profound talent. It ain't nothing like summertime in my city. At night it's pretty amazing. During the day the sun is blazing. I know plenty people trying to make it. Some just to see another day of the strive to get about that basement. Gotta elevate by any means to fulfill your dreams. This pyramid scheme got levels, you gotta get that cream. I just gotta make sure my mama, sister, and papa posted living proper with a little left over for the basic shit I need. I swear I'm good, y'all. I get $1 million, it's going back to my hood, y'all. We all eat, that's how it should go. Instead of blowing money fast, I got some niggas who who gave me game as a youth. A couple of niggas I owe. Just trying to build something bigger for my brothers and my sisters. My vision's to build a business with all the proper intentions to get richer. In a sense, to better our senses and open our mind. To use it as a gift, I'm trying to open minds. And they say I'm just a dreamer. Technically speaking, I'm stuck in between the visions. It seems whether awake or sleeping, can't tell the difference. Just smoke the L, I'm about to roll a twin, can't smell the difference. Only 22, but you can tell the distance through my imprints. I've been running, trying to break buildings.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack.
I subdued the microphone and left it in submission.
Feelings just saw over brick buildings. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack, minds in another world, thinking how can we exist through
Told
the
my
facts.
little homie he gon' make it as I question myself. Stuck in the same position, I'm depressing myself. I tell him do a little better, you gon' get your shit together. In reality, I need to learn that lesson myself. I pray I make it with this rap shit. In the position I'm living what I imagine. See, that's what happened when you dream more often than you sleep and start to think about all the ways you're gonna change the game. Rapping in front of the sink, I looked up in the mirror. The end of the year is near and every day seem like it's ending quicker. No time to second guess, these seconds passing, people passing away and getting sick of shit. One of my co-workers ain't wake up today. She worked her whole life to eat and keep the motherfucking lights on. Irony, she worked for the people that cut them off. Ain't no room to drink cause the system will cut them off. With this new cost of living, shit, it shouldn't be no cost of living. This wonderful world, man, but that's just my thoughts. We slaves getting paid, nigga, we lost.
I spit feelings just saw over brick buildings. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack.
I subdued the microphone and left it in
I
submission.
ain't made for time of age. I know the feeling of the whole world against me.
Sometimes I sit back with a Buddha sack, minds in another world, thinking how can we exist through the facts, through the facts, through the facts.
I don't sleep much.
Really? Me either. I have too much stuff going on in my head.
Just ride, come on now, just ride. Fucking with melodies and samples from the 70s. That golden era hippie got it sounding kinda heavenly. They messing with me heavily and calling me to go. Got your girlfriend turning all my lyrics into quotes. I mean, damn, gotta be a sin to be this good. I be the kid from the birds, but they bumping in the hoods, blowing backwoods. I hope they burning slow to all my jams. This be a fuck you to all you backstabbing hams. The people that overlook me for granted, they always took me. Where were you when I was sinking with fishes? You playing hooky, now I'm gone. I'm trying to right my wrongs, but it's funny, them same wrongs help me write the song. Now 16, already doper than the legends, but I pay 'em much respect because they taught me many lessons. Smoke the sets and wicked lesson, all the stressing that I'm under, man. No wonder why my homies smoking one blunt after another. Because I'm trying to make change in this world, but it's hard to maintain in this world. Lot of fucking hate in this world, but I'm trying to bring love. Trying to do the same thing that Pop did for thugs. Trying to represent the city, hold it down for the gloves. Trying to be there for my mom whenever time's getting rough. Family problems, they at the hottest during holidays. Supposed to be jolly, but it's more like melancholy days. It's got me in the spotty phase and got my mother crying. Sick and tired, being sick and tired of my people dying. I ain't lying when I say that I'm the illest with the rhyming. When I sign up with the rock and make the crowd throw up diamonds. And I heard him say, nothing's ever promised tomorrow today. So I turn on my headphones as I vibe away. Forever go to making music and tidal waves. Yeah, and I heard him say, nothing's ever promised tomorrow today. So I turn on my headphones as I vibe away. Forever go to making music and tidal waves. Sitting back, I close my eyes as I reminisce. Writing deadly rhymes, know my vibes hella venomous. Can't learn all these sentences, these rappers steady mimicking. My words freestyle, still better than your written, kid. I be the super dope, malicious, never fragilist. These niggas want my skills, but I feel they can handle it. They need some candles lit because I'm putting them in bandages. If your career is building and I take a plane and crashing it, I'm never having it, I never had shit. I'm hungry, I do this for the love, but on top of that, the money. All these dummies act like puppets, they control to the game. They doing anything for some fame to their name. Insane, cause all my favorite rappers never turn it out right. I heard Ja Rule got a show like a housewife. He never catch me slipping, I will never trust these women. No man, you will never catch me slipping. I've been illin' with the pen till the ink in my pen bursts. It's always been a fact, my lines coded in December. Summer to winter, I eat these rappers like my dinner. I'm loyal to the game, you niggas stay up on Tinder. That last line was only made for the punches. Every time I come around, all these dudes straight ducking to get up on
All right. Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, I have special guest Mr. Ian Edwards.
Hello.
All right, and tonight's topic is about skincare and how the importance of taking care of your skin.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm trying to put it in my phone.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
For my Facebook Live.
Oh, you're fine.
Friends.
No worries. All right, so besides the scrubs, what other products do you offer?
So there were a couple different products in the line, but I scaled back though, and I realized that I have to develop the line in a way that feels real and authentic to me.
Okay.
So I scaled back, and so the scrubs are kind of like the flagship products. That's what I came up with initially. There are a couple of moisturizers, but I am working on some reformulations for those. They're still available, but I'm kind of doing that quietly. And we also have a trio of fragrances as well that I'm going to start promoting here very soon. Actually, one of those you got as a fragrance sample in the gift. So, and the people who have purchased from 6'4", you guys are familiar with those as well. So,
okay, yeah, I like a good
cedar
fragrance.
and white musk. Quite nice, if I may say so.
Okay. So besides that, what other things do you have going on
now? Actually,
I know I smelled it when we came.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm sorry, but I feel like I completely interrupted you, though.
You're fine. So, but besides your brand, what are the other things that you're working on?
So the brand really kind of takes up the bulk of my time right now. Well, that and school. I'm in school for my master in osteology. which I'm really excited about. I actually graduate in July.
Congratulations!
So thank you so much. Thank you. So it's been a really, really, really good time. It's been a good journey, learning so much, not just about skin, but really just about like life in general. And so 6'4" has really evolved for me, because initially when I first started, I wanted it to be a skincare brand, and I had a really specific idea of what I wanted it to look like. And now, since I've been in school, back in school and out of the State Department, and just really just living life in a different way, and going through this whole education process, it's my idea about what 6'4" has really evolved. It's me. It's my business. 6'4". A lot of people ask what 6'4" stands for.
Funny. I was just about to ask you, like, what does it stand for? How did you come up with the name? And
so 6'4" is actually, it's my birthday. It's June 4th.
Cancer. Hello.
And Gemini.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You 6'4". I'm sorry.
No worries. But it historically it represents balance. They're the twins, and so I think there's been a very common misconception about Geminis, that Geminis are two-faced, and Geminis are this and that. And without getting into like all the horoscope, and zodiac stuff and all of that, basically, again, like I said, historically, what the Geminis represent a sense of balance, and that was kind of what I wanted to. That was what I thought about initially when I was developing 6'4", but now more so than ever, it really makes a lot more sense to me that sort of internal balance, and the internal and the external have to really balance, and in order to get that true external glow that so many people are seeking, I think it's really important that you have the internal stuff taken care of as well. And that means internally spiritually, and internally like physically as well. You got to eat right. You got to take care of your body. I think we tend to forget sometimes that our body is one entire unit. We wash our bodies, we brush our teeth, we get dressed and stuff like that, but we tend to neglect our skin on our face, we neglect our hands, we neglect our feet. And I think that that it's important, especially for people of color, to really kind of start to have this conversation and change older conversations about ideas about skincare. It's not frivolous. It's not something that you just do like, and especially for guys, it's not just something that you do and say, oh, I'm a dude, I don't need to do that. No, biologically, we are all the same. You still have an obligation to yourself to take care of yourself, and so all these old sort of foolish, like outdated ideas and tropes about manhood and masculinity, as a way for people to not take care of themselves, that this 2019, that stuff needs to go out of the window.
Yep. That's true. That is true. I totally agree.
Sorry, that was my horse.
Oh, no. Hey, that's what the show is for. I totally agree. Because and especially with getting older in age, you want to definitely make sure that that's something that's a priority.
Absolutely, especially as you age. A lot of people ask, why is skincare important? So, and this is something I was talking about. I've especially been stressing over the past 2 weeks on Ask Ian, which a lot of my followers watch every Sunday night, 9 p.m. But I stress the importance of sunscreen. And the reason I've been stressing the importance of that, the UN just released a report, and I think it was like a lot of like the world scientists and like geologists and people who study like different weather patterns and like geological sort of things, like going on around the world. They predicted that by 2050, if we don't change course right now, we're not going to have clean water to drink or clean air to breathe. And part of the reason is like, it's because of global warming, and not to get in, I don't want to make it like a political conversation or anything like that. So actually I won't even bring up the political side of it. But the reality though, just from a physiological side, our bodies are being affected a lot more, in a lot more heavily and in intense ways now, much more than even just 10 years ago, let alone 30 years ago, because the ozone layer is breaking down because of the effects of global warming. And we're releasing so much, pollution into the air. The ozone layer is breaking down. So that means that we're being exposed to UV and UVA, UVB rays a lot more. And so now you're hearing about younger people getting cancer at much earlier rates. You're hearing about people developing melanoma, and all kinds of things. So when people ask the question, why is it important to take care of your skin? It's important to take care of your skin because you need to know what's going on with your body. body.
That's right.
Your skin accounts
That's
for
right.
about 16% of your body weight, your total body weight. It's the largest organ on your body. So literally everything that you do to your skin has a direct impact or has some sort of impact, whether it's direct or indirect, on the internal. So I think it's really important that we get into a place, or that we come to a place where we recognize the importance of taking care of ourselves inside and out.
That's true.
Sorry, another horse.
Definitely. Oh no. Look, you don't have to apologize. That's what bring it up. Like I said, we talk about some of everything on this show, so don't. Yeah, but that's definitely. I know for me, like, water is a must.
Yes.
You know, like water, and I'm a soda person. Like, I like sodas, but I'm like, no. You know, and even sometimes in the morning, I'm like, I need a good caffeine boost. You know, but I'm heavenly with drinking water, and I definitely believe about, you know, taking care of your body.
Yeah.
And even with what you eat as well. You know, because a lot of times what you eat I feel like it makes some of the reasons why we get colds, we get sick, you know, just because you're putting different things in your body that's, in a sense, not healthy or not good for you.
Well, okay. So not to get on another horse, and I'm actually not going to ride the horse all the way into the sunset on this one. But what we eat literally does directly affect our body. That is how our cells derive their energy, you know, from what it is that we eat. So if you are fueling your body, just like your car, with low quality fuel, then your car is going to reflect that, you know, eventually. And the same with your body. Yeah, poor performance. And so if you're fueling your body with low quality fuel, it's going to bear itself out in a variety of different ways, you know, whether it's in your skin, or, you know, when you go to the restroom, or, you know, a bunch of different ways. Your hair, you know, people's hair be falling out, nails, you know, be all gross and stuff like that. Seriously. I mean, I probably shouldn't say it like that.
No,
you know, but it's the truth, though, you know. You know, because here's the thing. The reality is that if I consider myself to be a great esthetician, which I do, I can't just speak to people with all of these like high-end medical terms and say, okay, well, this and that. Yes, I want you to know that I know what I'm talking about, because I have done my research, and I continue my education daily. However, I also want to speak to you in a way that makes sense to you, and that you can relate to, and that you understand. It's not me talking down to you. It's me saying, okay, hey, this is the reality of what it is that we're talking about, and I need you to be able to follow suit.
Right.
You know.
Right. All right, y'all heard that.
So if y'all have any questions, please, I say all that to say, please don't hesitate to ask any questions that you have. I have so many people who send me messages. You know, I get messages in my inbox all the time, and people are asking me different questions about skincare, and like, you know, different products to use, and you know, what they should be doing to treat their face, and all kinds of different. So I have no problem asking questions. You know, I hope that ultimately translates into you guys coming and getting on my table so I can see you, because I think that's the biggest test. And I'll be honest, some of my you know, some of my treatments are expensive. Yeah. You know, they are, but I also provide a lot of free information as well. And so, you know, I provide you guys with everything that you need to be able to maintain a healthy regimen, and at a decent cost as well, you know, and a nice budget at home, because again, like I said, I realize everybody doesn't have a La Mer budget. Everybody's not out here trying to spend $200-$300 a month on skincare. I totally get that. If you want to, then hey, look me up and we can go all the way to town. You know,
right. Okay.
But you know, if you're not one of those people, I still want to be able to provide you the information that you need so that you can, you know, work within the scope of what it is that you have, you know?
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, even like if you could spend money going to like clubs and bars, you can, you know, something of that importance.
Spend a little money to take care of yourself.
Yeah, that's because that's important, you know, and a lot of people, especially within our community, don't take their skin serious,
or their bodies, period.
Exactly,
their bodies, period. And and 6'4" is not just about facial skincare. You know, we provide, you know, full body treatments as well. So learn to take care of your body. I'm a certified waxer as well. You know, somebody hit
this man does everything. So I'm gonna need y'all to look him up, hit him up on Facebook, get his information, because
yes,
it's definitely.
Now, I don't offer waxing services at at my
Okay,
suite.
got you.
Because it's a lot of work and it's a lot of mess. You
Okay.
gotta have like the wax and the strips and cleaning stuff up and towels and everything and stuff like that. So I don't offer that now. I will eventually when 6'4" becomes the huge entity that that it will eventually be.
It
So
will.
understand
That's right.
that.
Speaking into existence.
Yes, absolutely. But at the moment, I don't offer that. But we will offer waxing services. However, I say that to say though that I've had a couple people inbox me about different grooming methods and even about, and I have to be honest, even about like things like anal bleaching and stuff like that. And some people like, oh my God, why would you talk about that? I would rather you ask me the question and I'd be able to provide you with some real solid, reliable information that's going to provide you with the results it is that you're looking for in a safe manner than to have you going out to somebody who does not know what they're talking about or getting online and finding some bogus information and then you burn half your booty hole off, because then your fun is going to be messed up for the entire summer.
Okay.
So
really ain't going to be on you're going to be on lockdown then.
Yeah, so honestly, if somebody's asking about anal bleaching, then that means that is something that's important to you.
Yeah.
So I would rather you ask me the question and get the information that you need, than to come to me later on and and try and repair something that might be beyond my scope.
Yes, for that particular, definitely ask, because bleach, putting however certain areas are just, you don't want to play with certain areas.
There's certain things that you don't want to put in certain
Right.
parts of your body, or certain places of your body. That's not anything sexual. You can do whatever you want sexually. Hello. But when it comes to product, though, be very careful about how you administer different products around your body. And speaking of face to body and body to face, as a general rule of thumb, anything that you use on your face, you can use on your body. However, just because you can use it on your body does not necessarily mean that you can use it on your face. So be very careful.
That's
so you
right.
can always go top down, but you can't
yep.
necessarily go bottom up. Okay.
All right.
No pun intended. Okay.
Well, I've actually gotten a lesson tonight, so that's
the goal. That's
definitely
always the goal.
definitely good, because I know a lot of us think we just by washing our face with soap and water, on my face screen I look good, XYZ this that third, but it's a little bit deeper than that.
It is a little bit deeper than that. And that's not to say that you have to like deep cleanse your face every single day. You don't, and I don't think that you should. You leave that, to your professional. If you have your own skincare regimen and you don't ever go to a professional and you do it, once a month or twice a month and it works for you, then absolutely by all means fine. But understand that when people's skin is breaking out, when people have enlarged pores and they have secretions, even for people who have a drier skin type, who don't really have much breakouts, but they have a lot of like dry, flaky skin and things like that, that is your body trying to rid itself of these old, used up, discarded cells, and it needs some assistance with that. The same way, how you have to get in the shower to rinse and wash away, some of the bacteria that causes odor. The same concept applies to your face, and people, a lot of times we don't really associate our face with having bacteria because we don't smell it in the same way. But when you start getting into people's skin and, you start like getting that pus out and things like that, those things do hold odor. So be really mindful of that. If you have like a lot of breakouts or you have like a lot of acne, first of all, make sure that you seek out a professional who one has a solid track record, and you speak to them and ask any questions that you have. And if they don't take the time to respond to all of your questions patiently and in depth, then you need to seek out somebody else. And then beyond that, especially for people of color, you need to make sure that you find a skincare professional, preferably an esthetician of color, who understands how skin of color functions. Because there's a lot of people out here going around and just dropping chemical peels on people and stuff like that, and they're causing people to hyperpigment. First of all, chemical peels are not something that we typically do a lot in the summertime because most people are going to be outside in the summer. If you do a chemical peel on somebody, they're not wearing their sunscreen, they're exposed to a lot of sun, their skin is going to turn dark and hyperpigment and do the opposite of what it is that they were looking for. So, it takes some knowledge, a knowledgeable person, to really know that. So really make sure that you guys seek out, really good skincare professionals.
Yeah, and then you also, I guess let me get your opinion on, because you have certain people Okay, well, let me just say this: men wear makeup as well, because they're, it's just sometimes it's a stereotype that men shouldn't wear makeup, they shouldn't. So with that being said, the regimen, what would you say as far as someone who's constantly on the go, like they may be in entertainment or whatever, and they're just busy, and after you put this makeup off, what is the best way to do it? Because some people just wash it off and keep it going, like they don't put the the cleanser on, like the scrubs or anything,
a deep cleanse or something like
and
that
causes more issue.
Right, very true. I will say, however, and this is for gentlemen who wear makeup. This is for ladies who wear, anybody who wears makeup. I would say that washing your face, period, is better than not washing it at all. Having said that, if you're going to take the time to wash it, try and do a double cleanse if you can. I recommend starting with like an oil cleanse. Okay. You can buy specially formulated oils. Again, you can get as extravagant as you like that function as a pre-cleanse. And what the oil does, the oil helps to break down the makeup before you actually go in with your actual wash and then wash it away. Because sometimes just washing it one time is not cutting it. You literally just rinsing off just the surface stuff, and you still got stuff down in there. Everybody doesn't feel like doing a deep cleanse every single night, and that's totally fine. But I recommend that if you are going to wear makeup, make sure that you find, to the extent that you can, a gentle foaming cleanser, something that's going to break that makeup down. Make sure that you have a toner afterwards, but I recommend a hydrating toner as opposed to a drying toner. Try and find something that does not have alcohol in it, and if it does have alcohol, it should not be the second listed ingredient, the first or the second listed ingredient. Stick to things like witch hazel, aloe vera, glycerin, things like that. And then finally after that, I would follow up with a lightweight moisturizer, something that you go to sleep with. No matter what, you never want to skip your moisturizer, because your moisturizer is what seals your moisture into the skin and helps to keep it supple and moist. When you start letting your skin dry out, you get dehydrated. That's how you start getting wrinkles faster.
So again, with your products, this is something like if people want to put this on before they go to bed, they can put it on before they go to sleep. Should they do it like before they go to sleep and in the morning, or is it something that soaks in like overnight and you're good the next day?
So the sugar scrubs, these are exfoliants. So the way that you want to use these, really quick rundown, because I know we're kind of running out of time here. But with an exfoliant, with typically any exfoliant, but especially with these, what you want to do is you want to wash your face first. You don't want to like heavily scrub it or anything like that, but just kind of get all this surface oil and stuff off. Go in, take a nice, maybe about a nickel to about a quarter size scoop. Wet your face and just gently massage the scrub, around, until you feel, that you need to, until you feel it's time to rinse it. Maybe add a little bit more water if you feel like the grain is a little bit too coarse. That softens it up a little bit. And then when you go to rinse, you rinse off, you have a really beautiful texture, you have a nice sheen to the skin, it's exfoliated the skin, it's sloughed off all of that old dead skin, and it looks really youthful, it looks really supple, really glowy. And I recommend just patting it dry. You don't want to go ahead and rub that oil off, because there's a high oil content in here, but they're all plant-based oils, so if you're oily, it's going to help regulate some of that excess oil production. If you're dry, it's going to help impart some moisture back into the skin. If you're combo, it's just going to normalize you and even you out. And if you have normal skin, it's just going to help to reinforce what it is that you already have going on.
All right. Okay. All right. Now, with Pride coming up, are you doing any specials, or, what's going on? Summertime's coming up.
Yes, we will be doing some specials. I actually got asked that on the previous, by the previous host of the show. So we will be doing some Pride specials. I had not anticipated that. So thank you guys both for asking me about it.
Absolutely.
For all my people who follow me, and for Mr. Anomaly's followers, we will be doing some Pride specials. Let me go ahead and start working on that menu and putting that together. We'll call it, I don't know what we're going to call it yet. Platinum Pride Package.
Hey, all right. There you go. There you go.
Listen.
There you go.
Listen.
You can get that. Look, y'all can get everything. You'll have your
Pride Package.
That's right. Have your skincare products, and then you got your after dark products, and you got everything.
Yeah, we'll get some discounts on that too. Probably, I'd say maybe about 15%. I think 15% would be a good discount.
Well, definitely when you get the information, let me know. Yeah. I can share it with everybody. We're at the end of our show. I want to thank Ian so much for coming up here to talk about the importance of skincare.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Let everybody know where they can find you. on social media as well as, again, your website.
Yes, yes. So my Facebook is Ian Edwards. I have a personal Facebook page or personal Facebook profile, and I also have a Facebook page. Both of those are Ian Edwards. The 6'4" Facebook page is 6'4 Luxury. The website is 64luxury.com. The Instagram is 6'4 Luxury, and my personal Instagram page is it's Enigma, ENIGMA 1313. So you guys can find me on there. If you lose track of all of that, just look me up at 6'4 Luxury, and you guys will be able to link everything else from there. So thank you guys.
And Ask Ian Sundays at 9 p.m.
Yes. Ask Ian Sundays at 9 p.m.
on Facebook.
On Facebook Live, yes.
All right.
You're
and
excellent at this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Need to get you on payroll.
Shout out to everybody that has been tuning in again last week. The last couple of weeks we wasn't here, so it feels good to be back. A few shout outs.
Happy birthday to your mom, by the way.
Thank you. Oh, she was partying it up. And at 60, I'm like, okay, girl. But she had a really, really great time, as well as my brother turned 40 as well. So just spending time with family the last couple of weeks. But I always like to do this again. Thank you to everybody that has been supporting the show. Shout out to Talk Your Ish with, Catboy and Messiah. It's Sundays at 1 p.m. Speak Out with Antonio. And I feel like I'm missing a few people. If I am, blame my head and not my heart. Again, you guys can find me on Facebook, Bryant Anomaly, and on Instagram, The Real Anomaly. Again, thank you guys for watching. Good night.
Good night.